Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's solve this question together. Now look at what you are given. We are going that into root 3 all to the power what root x minus into root 2 all to the power what root x all equals to what 5. We are asked to solve for the value of x in this what equation. Now what are we going to do? Now this equation have two methods of what solving. Now you are going to consider what case 1. Okay, let's see what you can do to case 1 for us to find the value of x. Now look at what I'm going to do. Now I have root 3 here. Do you know that root 3 you are seeing is also equals to 3 to the power of what 1 over what 3 1 over 2 by one of the properties of what indices, right? Now I can write this as what into 3 to the power of what 1 divided by 2 all to the power of what root x, sorry, root x, right, equals what, sorry, minus what into root 2 can also be seen as 2 to the power what 1 divided by 2 all to the power of what root x, all equals to what 5, right? Now remember that by one of the properties of indices that states that into a to the power of m all to the power of n is equals to a to the power of m multiplied by what n. Now the index inside the parentheses can also multiply the index outside the what parentheses. That means 3 to the power of what 1 over 2 times this will give us root x divided by what 2 minus what 2 to the power of what x divided by what 2. Everything equals to what 5. Now at this point, what are we going to do? Because our target is to find the value of x. Now pay very clear attention, okay? Now let's consider our right hand side where we are having 5. So we can do something very amazing here, okay? That means 3 to the power of what root x divided by 2 minus what 2 to the power of what root x divided by 2 is equals to, I can express this 5 in terms of two number, okay? I can write this 5 as 9 minus what 4, because we all know that 9 minus 4 is 5, okay? Now I want to put 9 in index form, I also put 4 in index form. So what this is what 3 to the power of what root x divided by what 2 minus what 2 to the power of what root x divided by 2 equals what 3 to the power of 2 represent 9 minus 2 to the power of 2 represent what 4. Wow, this is amazing, right? Now let's compare our left hand side with our right hand side. Now you can see that the base here is 3, the base here is 3. The power here is root x divided by 2, the power here is 2. And we're having minus 2. Yeah, we're having minus 2, and the power here is 2. We're having minus 2 to the power root x divided by 2. Now, by carefully observing and comparing the right hand side with the left hand side, you can see that we can ignore 3 because 3 is here. We can also ignore 2 because 2 is here. Since root x over 2 is the power here, and the power here is 2, we can see that root x, divided by 2 is equals to the power here, which is what 2. And don't forget that the denominator of these two here is 1. Then by cross multiply, 1 times root x will give us what root x equals what 2 times 2 give us what 4. Now our target is to find x. So for us to find the value of x, we have to do what square both sides so that we can have the value of x. So if we square both sides, let's see what we are going to have. Square will cancel out what square. We are left that x is equals to 4 to the power of 2 simply means 4 times what 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. So it means our x is equals to what 16, and this is the only value of x that satisfies this equation. Now pay attention, this is case 1. Now you want to check what we can do about what case 2, and take note that any answer you are going to have in case 2 must be also the same as x equals to what 16. Now let's check. We are done with what case 1. Let's see what you can do to case 2, okay? And the answer must be what the same. Now the same question, that root 3 all to the power root s minus into what root 2 all to the power root s equals to 5. Now we're going to use case 2 to solve, but our answer must be what s equals to what 16, right? Remember what you did in our case 1. Now do you know that I can put this in the bracket, okay, then into root 3, then all to the power what root 3 to the power root x, then divided by 2 all to the power of what 2, because Root 3 to the power of root x divided by 2 all to the power of what 2 is the same as this, because 2 will cancel out 2, we are left with the same thing, nothing changed. And minus what bracket, okay, into root 2, okay, to the power of what root what x divided by 2 all to the power of what 2, everything is equals to what 5. There's nothing changed, okay, because this 2 will cancel out this 2, we are left with this 2 will cancel out this 2, we are left with this. Now we are not wrong if you say let into root what root 3 to the power of root what x divided by 2 equals to what p, and into root 2 to the power of what root x divided by 2 equals to what q. So we have to substitute p in place of this and substitute q in place of this. We have to this is p square, okay, minus what q square equals to what 5. Wow, this is amazing. Then by definition of difference of two square, we can also do something very interesting here, okay. So this will be what into what p plus what q, then into p minus q, everything is equals to what 5. Now I want you to understand something very interesting, that p plus q, okay, p plus q must be greater than p minus what q. This you have to take note. That means into p minus q is less than into p plus what plus q, right? Fine. That means p plus q is greater than what p minus q. It means that p minus q will be less than what p plus what q. Then what are we going to do? That means into p plus q multiplied by p minus q will be equals to. Now we know that the only product of 5 will be 1 times 5, because no other number you can multiply to have 5 except 1 and what and 5. So we can write this as 5 multiplied by what 5 multiplied by 1. Because 5 multiplied by 1 will give us 5. No other number you can multiply, because factors of this 5 is just 5 and itself. 5 and 1 and itself, right? Now what are we going to do? We want to combine. Since 5 is greater than 1, it means that 1 is less than what 5, right? Now we're going to do something very interesting here. It means that what we're going to do is that into, okay, into what into p plus what q multiplied by p minus what q is equals to what 5 multiplied by 1. Now we have to equate this to this 5, also equate this to this what 1. It means that p plus what q is equals to what 5. We can call this equation 1, then p minus q is equals to 1, as we can call this equation what equation 2. Now this is what simultaneous what equation. Let's solve for the value of p and q, because if you can know the value of p and q, you can also determine the value of x. Now let's use an elimination method so they can be very simple, so you can remove p out. So let's use subtraction. P minus p is gone. Minus times minus is plus. Q plus q give us what? It give us 2 what? 2q equals what? 5 minus 1 will give us what? 4. Now let's divide here by 2. So divide here by what? 2. 2 cancel out. So q is equals to what? 2. This is the value of q. Now let's find our p. We know that from equation 1 that p plus q is equals to what? 5. So if we substitute the value of q in place of here, this is p plus 2 equals to what? 5. Let's subtract q from both sides. If we subtract p from 2 from both sides, that this is p equals to 5 minus 2. And 5 minus 2 is 3. It means our p is equals to what? 3. This is the value of p. Now we are getting the value of p, also gotten the value of what? Q. But remember, we are not asked to solve for p, neither what? Q. We are asked that what is the value of x. Now let's recall something very interesting, okay? Now let's recall that from here we know that recall that from here we have that into root 3 to the power of 1 root x divided by 2 is equals to what? P. As you can see here, right? I know that our p here is now what? 3. So it means that into root what? Root 3 all to the power of 1 root x divided by 2 is equals to what? 3. Wow, this is amazing. Now let's solve for the value of x here. Now we know that this root 3 can also be seen as what? Into 3 to the power of what? 1 divided by 2 all to the power of what? Root x divided by 2 equals what? Equals 3. And the power of this 3 here is 1. And remember that the index inside the parentheses can also multiply the index outside the what? Parentheses. So that this is what? 3 to the power of what? Root x divided by 4. Because 1 times root x will give us root x, 2 times 2 will give us 4, equals to what? 3 to the power was 1. Now the bases are the same. Let's do without them and equal the powers. So we can do without them. Let them enjoy themselves. So root x divided by 4 is equals to what? 1. Wow, this is amazing. Now for us to have the value of s, remember the denominator of this one here is 1. And if you cross multiply, 1 times root x is still root x. So that this is root x equals what? 4 times 1 is still 4. Equals to what? 4. Now for us to do without the square, we have to take square of both sides. So square here, okay, and also square what? Here. Square root cancel out square. You see that our s is equals to what? 16. Because 4 to the power of 2 simply means 4 times 4, which is what? 16. Wow, this is pocketinious. I love this. Now let's see when our q is equals to what? 2. Let's see whether we can also find the value of x. Remember the value of x must be what? 16. So let's remove this from here quickly. Okay. Now at this point, we are going to recall also that, let's recall from here, recall that, okay, that into root what? Root 2 to the power of what? Root x divided by 2 is equals to q. As you can see here, I will see that our q is 2. So it means that into root what? Root 2 to the power of root x divided by 2 is equals to what? 2. Don't forget that the power of this 2 here is 1. Now let's remove this. Let's also write the square root 8 root 2 as 2 to the power of what? 1 divided by 2. You all know by the properties of indices, to the power of root x divided by 2 equals to what? 2. Now the index inside the parentheses can also multiply the index inside the what? Parentheses. So what this is 2 to the power of what? Root x divided by what? 2. Sorry, divided by 4, because 2 times 2 is 4, equals to what? 2. Now the bases are the same, right? And the power here is 1. You can do without them and equal the power. So root x divided by 4 is equals to 1. Then by cross multiply, we see that root x is equals to what? 4. Now for us to have the value of x, I have to take square of both sides. So the square of root x, okay, equals to the square of what? 4. Now this cancel out, you see that x is equals to what? 16. Because 4 to the power of 2 simply means what? 16. This is the only value of x that satisfies the equation. Because you also see that we have x equals to 16 here. And check out, in our case 1, we also have that our x is equals to what? 16. Now tell us, between case 1 and case 2, which one do you find so much interesting? For me, case 2 is so much what? Interesting, because we apply some of the principle of what? Indices, right? Now this is the beautiful solution to this particular problem. So thank you so much for watching. Please, if you find it interesting, don't hesitate. Do well to like, comment, and share it to loved ones so others will learn from it. And again, if you're not subscribed, kindly subscribe to this channel so anytime there are exciting videos, you notify. So thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye.